I'm Ray Stendall with Stendall Realty Group in Carlsbad, and if you own a long-held family home here, or you're about to inherit one, there's a conversation your family needs to have before the clock starts running. February 16th, 2021. That's the date Proposition 19 took effect in California, and it permanently changed the inheritance math for every family holding real estate in this state. Here's what most families don't find out until it's too late. When a parent passes, the inheriting child has exactly 1 year to move into the home and file for the homeowner's exemption. 1 year, no extensions, no grace period. If that window closes without action, the county reassesses the property to full current market value. And in Carlsbad, that number hits hard. In Aviara and Costa, homes that sold for $350,000 in the early 1990s are worth $2.5 to $3 million today. The Prop 13 tax base stayed low all those years, maybe $400,000 after decades of capped increases. Property taxes on that base, roughly $4,400 a year. Miss the 1 year window, and that bill jumps to roughly $27,500 a year. Permanent, inflation indexed, starting the day of transfer. Even if a child does move in, Prop 19 still caps how much of the parent's tax base transfers. For transfers through February 2027, the California Board of Equalization sets that cap at $1,044,586 above the parent's assessed value. On a $2.5 million home with a $400,000 base, a child who moves in on time is still looking at roughly $16,000 a year in property taxes. That's a permanent $11,600 annual increase on top of mellow roofs, HOA, insurance, and maintenance costs that can push total carrying costs past $50,000 a year. Now here's the part almost nobody is walking these families through. Federal law resets the cost basis of inherited property to fair market value at the date of death. A family inheriting a $2.5 million Carlsbad home originally purchased for $350,000. That's $2.15 million in gains that effectively disappear for tax purposes if heirs sell promptly near that value, close to zero capital gains on 30 years of appreciation. So the real question isn't just can we keep it, it's whether keeping it is actually the smarter financial move, compared to a clean sale with a stepped-up basis working in your favor. Now here's what the market data says right now, sourced from the April 2026 reports on housing. San Diego County closed sales hit a 100% sales-to-list ratio in March. Carlsbad's citywide market time currently sits at 78 days, down from 82 days 4 weeks ago. But for homes in the $2 million to $4 million range, which is exactly where most Carlsbad estate homes land, the expected market time has risen to 110 days countywide. Demand has declined 2 weeks in a row. That tells you something important. This is not a market where you can overprice an estate and wait. A well-priced, clean trust sale at fair market value still moves, but price discipline matters more now than it did 6 months ago. Prop 19 doesn't tell you to sell. It tells you to model the real numbers before the 1 year window closes, with a broker who will be straight with you about what the market will actually bear. If you own a long-held Carlsbad home, manage a trust with property in 92009 or 92011, or you're an heir trying to figure out your actual options, reach out. The conversation is free. The clarity is worth a lot more than that. I'm Ray Stendall with Stendall Realty Group, DRE 0203-8682. Find me at stendallrealtygroup.com.